What's good, YouTube? Richard Boy Kakatsu with the Dragon's Hedge. Or we are about to be at 1.5k, which means we are halfway to big 2k, bro. Let's get it. Y'all are amazing. But I got some bad news. I started so strong, but I got some bad news. Most of my series are going to be put to an end. I'm sorry to say it. But I will read you guys the series that will be that will be continued. First of all, this one. But there's 5 others that will be continued. That would be at number 1. What if Naruto was from a Forbidden Clan slash tail, which was the 100-tailed panther one. The third one, Black Phantom. What if Naruto was an Uchiha? Fourth one, what if Naruto was a Sarutobi slash Uchiha slash Senju? Fourth one, what if Naruto was a full Senju slash reincarnation of Sage of Six Paths? And the fifth one, the very, very last series that I'll be continuing. Whew, man. I had to put a lot of thought into this. But the reason I'm doing this is just the fact that I have too many series started. I will probably end up redoing these series. Don't think that these series are gone forever that I'm not doing. They're gonna end up being redone after I finish these series. They're all gonna be redone. I promise you guys. They're all gonna be redone. So don't be like, oh, so he's not gonna redo these series, because I'll redo all the series that I already started, but I just couldn't finish. I'll restart them and make them better. But the other one is the what if Naruto was neglected slash had all tail beasts. All the other series, they will still be started. They will be restarted. But after I'm finished with those 5. I'll try not to make them dead long. I'm trying to make them like really long. But this series, I'm going to have a lot of fun with, guys. And I think you guys will enjoy this too. This will be What If Naruto was Shisui's little brother. Now for this, Naruto's Mangekyo will be Sasuke's. But Naruto is going to have some pretty good KK Genkais. He's going to have 2. He's going to have 2 KK Genkais, which is obviously Sharingan. But this is going to be Naruto, but I'll explain to you how. So we go to Shisui. Shisui was born he was a year old. Shisui Shisui's mother and father split up, right? So her mother had a child with Tsukumo Hatake. So Naruto came out half Hatake, half Uchiha. But Naruto was born with an ability that is not from this anime, but he will have it. And please forgive me if I butcher this name. Killua from Hunter x Hunter. I forgot how to say it. I ain't watched that in so long. He will have Godspeed. Naruto will have Killua's Godspeed. Which, if you guys just don't know what Godspeed is, just look it up, because it's overpowered. But Naruto's Godspeed will be purple lightning instead of blue. So yes, Naruto will have purple lightning Godspeed. And yeah, that's all I need to say. Let's get into this what if. So, obviously, Tsukumo died, and I'm gonna say Naruto's mother died. No, Naruto's mother stayed alive, but Tsukumo died. Obviously, he committed suicide. It was up to his mother to raise him, as Shisui was being raised by his father, as Naruto was being raised by his mother. Naruto came out with gray hair. So obviously he's going to look like a younger Kakashi. He's going to wear a mask due to the fact that he is a Hatake. Anyways, so we're going to do a little time skip. Naruto is 4 years old, living with his mother. As he says, Mom? Yes, Naruto? Who was my dad? As she's like, your father. He was a really strong ninja. As the tears begins to fall down her eyes, he's like, Mommy, don't cry. As Naruto walks over to her and wipes her face, as she says, I love you so much. Your father, he loved you too, but some things happen. But I have a feeling that everything happens for a reason. As Naruto's like, it's okay, Mommy. I'll become strong. I'll become so strong to protect the village, and most of all, I'll protect you. As he gives her a kiss on the cheek, as she hugs Naruto really deeply and emotionally. As Naruto says, but Mommy, and she says, yes, Naruto, I heard that you were a really legendary ninja. And she's like, yeah, but that wasn't my past, Naruto. As Naruto's like, I want you to train me. As she's like, I don't know, Naruto, I don't think you're ready. As Naruto's like, but Mommy, please. So Shisui will be 5, Naruto's gonna be Actually, no. I'm gonna make Naruto about the same age as Itachi. Itachi and Naruto are gonna grow up in the same like time era. And I'll tell you guys the ship because somebody's gonna still be alive and they're gonna be like de-age, so they're gonna be like Naruto's age. But that'll be next part. Anyway, so Naruto will be around Itachi. He's gonna be Itachi's exact age. They were born like one day apart. Anyways, as she's like, okay, fine, Naruto, let's begin. As they go outside, as the first thing she wants to teach Naruto is hand-to-hand combat, because that's obviously the perfect thing to start with. As Naruto is in a Hatake and an Uchiha mix. Oh yeah, guys, he does not have Kurama, sorry to say. But he has a Sharingan, therefore he can control any tail beast. Anyways, as him and his mother do taijutsu training, as Naruto catches on pretty fast. We do a year time skip to where Naruto is, I'm gonna say that Naruto's like, I don't know how much younger Itachi is than Shisui, but I'm gonna say that Itachi's like 2 years younger than Shisui. So Naruto's like 2 years younger than his older brother, but they have not met yet. Naruto has not met Shisui. So we did a year time skip. Now Naruto knows C-rank taijutsu. A 5-year-old knowing C-rank taijutsu. Imagine. As she says, alright, let's continue our taijutsu training, Naruto. As Naruto's like, yeah. As one day when they're doing taijutsu, she notices when they're fighting, Naruto started to get pretty serious. As Naruto's hair kind of went up a little bit. Not too much up, but his hair glowed like a solid white. As then he was surrounded by like a purple lightning cloak. This was Godspeed. As Naruto was behind his mother, landing a devastating kick to her side, sending her flying into a tree. As Naruto's like, oh no, mommy! As when he begins to run over there, he just moves so fast that he's like right there. As he's like, wait, what? As he looks at his hands, as purple lightning is flickering all over him, as he's in Godspeed right now. As Naruto's like, what is this? As he deactivates it, as then he reactivates it, and he's like, I've never seen this. As he looks at his mother with some blood dripping down her mouth. But she's okay, she's not dead or nothing. As she's like, Naruto. As Naruto's like, I'm sorry, mommy, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. As she's like, no, I'm glad. You have a really powerful ability. I'm not sure what it is, but it's definitely strong. I think you've sprained my arm. As Naruto's like, I'm sorry, mommy, I'm sorry. And she's like, don't worry, I'm fine. As Naruto's like, okay. As her arm had a bird mark on it, because if you guys know, when he does it, when in the Hunter x Hunter, when he does his stuff, it can like really burn your arm, because that stuff be hurting, bruh. She has like a burn mark on her arm, but Naruto's only 5, so it wasn't as powerful as it could have been. As Naruto's like, I'll only use this power if I have to. As he looks down at his feet. As then Naruto's like, I wonder if this is a ninjutsu. I've never seen this before. As he's like, well, I guess I have a purple lightning release. As Naruto then watches somebody. He didn't know Naruto has 2 brothers. Obviously, one of them Shisui, one of them's Kakashi, because Tsukumo had Kakashi still. As he's spying a Kakashi training, he sees Kakashi do some hand signs. As Naruto's like, huh. As he runs away. As Naruto does the exact hand signs. As he puts his hand to the floor. As then a purple lightning charge appears in Naruto's hand. As when Naruto looks up, he has a one-time way Sharingan. As he's like, as then he aims his hand up. As then he shoots the lightning blade like a Chidori spear. As this slices down many trees. As Naruto's like, what's going on? As this is literally the face that he looks like right now when he looks at the trees he freaking just chopped down. As he's like, well, I guess I should just train on my taijutsu right now. As he works on taijutsu. Naruto wants to become the best at taijutsu. He wants to be good at ninjutsu, but he wants his taijutsu to be freaking like overpowered. Anyways, we go to we're gonna do like a time skip to where Naruto is 8 years old. He has still not met Shisui yet, but Naruto has found a new move. It's much better than Shisui's body flicker. It's the same name. No, it's actually called the Ultimate Body Flicker, which is 10 times faster than Shisui's Body Flicker. So we go to 8-year-old Naruto. He wears like a black jacket kind of thing, like this, but instead of him where you guys see his arms, he has his arms wrapped up in black ninja tape. From his elbows down to his wrists, it's black ninja tape. as he wears black shinobi pants with black ninja tape and black sandals with his mask on. As he can activate his two Tomoe Sharingan. As he walks to the academy, he sees a boy. This boy is Itachi Uchiha. As he looked quiet, as Itachi and Naruto made eye contact, Itachi gave Naruto a smile. As Naruto returned the eye smile, as they walk up to each other, as Naruto says, hi, I'm Naruto Uchiha. As Itachi's like, I'm Itachi Uchiha. As Naruto's like, oh wow, you're an Uchiha too? As Itachi's like, yeah, are you sure you're an Uchiha? You have gray hair. As Naruto activates his two Tomoe Sharingan, as Itachi's like, you have the Sharingan. As Naruto's like, yeah, giving Itachi a nice smile. As Itachi's like, well, you weren't lying. I'm sorry for doubting you. As Naruto's like, no problem. Itachi, was it? As Itachi's like, yeah. As Naruto's like, well, we should probably get to class, to be honest. I don't think we should be late our first day. As Itachi's like, yeah. As Naruto and Itachi are walking. As then there's this big body, face, built-ass person standing in front of the door like, huh. Look, he looks like a freaking pig, bro. He's like, what do you guys think you're doing walking in my school? As Naruto's like, bro, who are you? As he's like, I'm your worst nightmare. As Naruto's like, Itachi, stand back. As then the old boy says, oh, what are you gonna do? You little weakling. As Naruto's like, is that what you think, huh? As Naruto activates his two Tomoe Sharingan, as the boy says, what? As Naruto does some hand signs, and then he puts his arm to the floor saying, lightning blade. As he creates a purple lightning blade in his hand, fully charged and ready to attack. As the boy's like, I'm sorry, I'll leave you alone. As Naruto's like, that's more like it. Now get out of our way. As the boy runs away saying, watch out, he's too strong. As Itachi's like, this boy, he's really strong. As they begin to walk into the class. As they walk into the class, Itachi locks eyes with Izumi. As Naruto's looking at this girl. This girl, she has purple markings on her cheek. This was Rin. Rin Namahara, I think her name is. I forgot. As yes, I'm making Rin in this timeline. As Naruto's like, As she looks at Naruto, she smiles at him. As Itachi says, Naruto, do you think we should sit together? As Naruto's like, do you want to? As then Izumi says, hey! As it was 4 people desks. And the people that were sitting together was Rin and Izumi. As they're like, you two, you can come sit over here. As they're like, alright. As Itachi and Naruto walk up. They walk to the table where Rin and, Rin and Izumi were sitting. As Naruto sits next to Rin. As Itachi sits next to Izumi. As they're like, hi, I'm Naruto. Well, no, she's like, hi, I'm Izumi Uchiha. As Itachi's like, I'm Itachi Uchiha. As Rin's like, and hi, I'm Rin Namahara. As Naruto's like, I'm Naruto Uchiha. As Izumi's like, I don't think that you're an Uchiha. You have gray hair. As Itachi says, no, he is. Show her, Naruto. As Naruto's like, you sure, Itachi? As Itachi's like, yeah, go on. There's no harm. As he smiles. As Naruto closes his eyes, opening his eyes with the two Tomoe Sharingan. As she's like, wow, you're only 8 years old and you have a fully matured two Tomoe. Well, not fully mature, but he's able to use his two Tomoe to the fullest ability. So I'm going to say, you have a fully matured two Tomoe Sharingan. As Naruto gives her an eye smile, saying, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm sorry for doubting you. As he's like, no problem. As he deactivates his Sharingan. As then the teacher walks in saying, good morning, class. Today, we will be doing taijutsu training. Meet me outside. As they all walk outside. As he says, the first match is Naruto versus... And then he says, Okala. Okala's the big dude that was in front of Naruto and Itachi when they first walked in. As Okala's like, no way, man. I'm not doing it. As he's like, why not, Okala? The teacher says, he's too strong. He's out of my league. As the teacher's like, Naruto? What happened between you two? No, nothing. But I give up. As the teacher's like, okay, well then Itachi versus Naruto. As Itachi already knows what's gonna happen. As when Itachi walks into the circle, Naruto says, "Let's have a good fight, Itachi," as he smiles. As Itachi's like, "Oh, yeah." As Naruto takes his taijutsu stance. As Itachi takes his. As then the proctor says, "Go!" As Naruto and Itachi run at each other. Itachi jumps up into the air, sending a spinning kick at Naruto, as Naruto catches this, kicking Itachi back. As Itachi does a backflip in the air, as then he pulls out shurikens as he throws them at Naruto. Naruto dodges these with mere ease, as then he catches the last one, adding purple lightning chakra to it. As then he throws it, so he adds Godspeed chakra to the kunai. As he throws it so fast, it slits Itachi's shoulder. As Itachi looked away for 1 second, basically like closing his eyes in pain because the kunai like sliced his shoulder. As he like closed his eyes, and then when he opened them, he was still in midair. Check it. When Naruto threw the kunai, he was still midair, so he got his arm sliced. As then when he looked, Naruto was no longer on the ground. Naruto was behind him in his Godspeed form, as he punched Itachi in his back, as Itachi went flying to the ground. As Naruto made it just a low-powered one, just enough for Itachi to freaking just not be able to fight no more. As the teacher says, the winner is Naruto. As Naruto's like, As Shisui was at the top of the academy watching this, as he's like, I couldn't even read his movements. My 3 Tomoe Sharingan couldn't even see his movements. As Shisui's like, this couldn't be my little brother, could it? As then Naruto looks up, seeing Shisui, as they make eye contact. As Shisui jumps down, saying, hey there. As the teacher's like, oh my gosh, Shisui of teleportation. As he bows, Shisui says, do you mind doing me a favor? As he's like, yeah, of course, anything. Can I borrow, Naruto? As he's like, of course you may. As Naruto's like, what do you want? As he says, mind taking a walk with me? As he's like, sure. As they go for a walk as they're walking in the woods. As Shisui's like, there's a rumor. The rumor is that you are my little brother. Did you know that? As Naruto's eyes widen, saying, I didn't know I had a sibling. As Shisui says, who is your mother? What's her name? Oh, my mother? Her name is Tahala. Tahala? That's my mom's name, but she left when I was a little kid to go raise her other son. I heard the same thing, that my dad left. Except, actually, no, my dad died. As he's like, oh, so I see. So we have the same mother, just not father. Yeah, I guess so. As Naruto looks down, and Shisui says, hey, at least we know that we're brothers now. As Naruto smiles, saying, yeah. As Shisui says, also, what was that move that you did back there on Itachi? That was pretty fast. As Naruto's like, well, it's my own created move, but I call it Godspeed. As Shisui's like, Godspeed, huh? Well, it looked very powerful. As Naruto smiles, saying, thank you. As Shisui says, so how about it, Naruto? You want to go for a bowl of ramen? As Naruto's like, yes, sir! As they walk. As they arrive to the ramen shop. As they see Itachi and Izumi there. As Naruto's like, what are you guys doing here? As Itachi looks back, saying, definitely not on a date or nothing. As Naruto's like, I didn't say y'all was on a date. As he says, oh, my bad. My bad. As Naruto's like, yeah, you guys are only 8 years old, Itachi. Relax, buddy, relax. As Itachi's like, yeah. As Naruto's like, Izumi, where's Rin? Oh, you're wondering where I am, huh, Naruto? As then he looks behind the counter of the ramen stand. As he sees Rin back there. As she was making their bowls of ramen. As Naruto's like, what? You make ramen? Yes. I'm a ninja cook. Also, I'm a ninja. So I can cook and I can fight. As she smiles. As Izumi and Itachi say, well, we were just heading out. So, we'll talk to you later, Naruto. And see you later, Shisui. Itachi says. And Shisui's like, yeah, later. As Naruto and Shisui sit down. As Rin says, so, what can I order for you guys today? I'll have a bowl of ramen with pork slices, Menma pickled bamboo shoots, and rice cakes. Or what are them little things called? The little shuriken looking sweet things that be in their ramen. Anyways, the Shisui gets the same. As their food comes out, as they eat their food, just talking about catching up. And Shisui's like, well, Naruto, I have an important mission to go on. Maybe you'd like to accompany me on it. Yeah, I would love to, Shisui, but I have some things to take care of first. As he's like, alright, well, meet me in the gate in 1 hour. As Naruto's like, of course, as Shisui leaves. As Naruto's like, okay. Now, as Naruto walks behind the counter, as Rin's confused, as Naruto walks up to Rin, giving her a hug. As Rin returns to saying, be safe on your mission, Naruto, as she gives him a kiss on the cheek, as he runs back into the kitchen. As Naruto blushes through his mask, as he's like, well, that was nice. As he goes back to his home, as he tells his mother that he's going on a mission with Shisui. As she's like, Naruto, you're not ready. As Naruto's like, Mother, I'm fully capable of this mission. Don't worry, I'll be fine. As she's like, alright, but please be safe. As Naruto's like, of course. As this thing that Naruto's wearing, this like black jacket of his, has an Uchiha sign on the back of it. As don't forget, he wears black ninja tape from his elbows to his wrists, and it goes over his hand kind of too, like it wraps around his thumb and his hand, both of his arms. As he wears black ninja tape from his knees down to his ankles with the shinobi sandals. As he grabs one of his favorite weapons that he likes to use when he trains, he grabs it's like I'm gonna say it's like a short. Naruto's favorite style, he likes to fight with 2 kunais, but his kunais are shaped differently. His kunais are shaped like Minato's, but it doesn't have a tag on it. As he packs a backpack, puts it on, he puts his his 2 weapons on his back, his 2 shurikens or whatever you call it. He puts his 2 kunais on his back. He has like a little kunai holder on his back. As then he says, later, Mom. As he does a hand sign saying, ultimate body flicker. As then in like 0.1 seconds, he's at the gate. As Shisui just looks behind him saying, wait, what? As Naruto says, yo. As Shisui's like, you got here so fast. As Naruto's like, yeah, you ready? As Shisui's like, of course I am. Well, let's go. As they begin to walk. As they're walking, it's nighttime. As they're just catching up again. As Shisui says, so, I've never met Mom. How is she? She's the nicest person ever. She's also really strong. As Shisui's like, I bet. As then Naruto's like, well, what's the mission anyways? Well, the mission is, we were sent to the Hidden Grass Village. We're supposed to accompany somebody on an important journey back to the, we're supposed to meet somebody somewhere and accompany them back to the Grass Village. As Naruto's like, I see, well, alright. As then they're at a certain point when they see a tree that looked like it got sliced down by a samurai sword. As Naruto's like, huh. This wasn't no ordinary cut down. This was by an elite samurai. And Shisui's like, you're right, Naruto. As Naruto pulls out one of his kunais out of his kunai holder. As then he closes his eyes, sensing, as he feels vibrations in the ground. He feels immense footsteps. As all of a sudden he can sense somebody rushing at him from the left. As Naruto in like 0.1 seconds enters Godspeed as he's behind the man. As he shoves the kunai right through the man's stomach. As the man coughs out blood. As Naruto pulls out the blade. As then he sees 30 or about 40 ninjas dropping on top of him. And she's like, Naruto, watch out. As Naruto does one hand sign. As he says, fire style, rotation. As he makes fire style go into all of his chakra points. As Naruto spins around rapidly. Creating like a rotation, like a Hyuga style rotation. Except it's fire. The fire style rotation burns all of them. Even knocking off some of their body parts. As none of them were able to stand up. As Shisui was like, the Naruto, that's supposed to be a Hyuga jutsu, but you used it as a fire jutsu. Yeah, only I can do it. My Godspeed, not Godspeed, he's like, most of my KK Genkai helps me. But, yeah, as he smiles. As Shisui's like, well, good work. As Naruto's like, alright, well, let's continue. As they arrive to the Hidden Grass Village, they see it's a boy that's about, it's like a Jonin, but he's a weak type Jonin. He's like one of the, He's like the Ebisu of the group. He's like the Ebisu of the Jonin, kind of. I mean, I'm not saying that Ebisu is like weak or nothing. I mean, he's just one of the not important Jonin. But anyways, as they're like, hello. As they're like, you're the ninja that's supposed to protect me, aren't you? As they're like, yeah, correct. As he's like, well, let's begin. I greatly appreciate you. As they're like, of course. Well, let's go. As they begin their walk. As they're walking, Naruto's like, Shisui. And Shisui's like, I know. As there was troops from the Hidden Cloud Village. This was the whole reason. The Hidden Cloud Village wanted to kill the Hidden Grass Ninja because he had information, important information, that may start a war between the Cloud and the Grass. As there was about 200 Cloud troops. As Naruto's like, Shisui, take him and go up there. As Shisui's like, Naruto, you cannot take out 200. As the man's like, 200? 200 what? As Naruto says, Shisui, please trust your little brother. Take him up there. And Shisui says, God damn it. Alright, Naruto. But if I feel anything's wrong, I'm coming back. As Naruto's like, whatever, just go. As Naruto stops. As then he pulls out both of his kunais as he waits. As Shisui and the Grass Ninja were up ahead, as they were walking pretty far. As Naruto then says, alright, let's do this! As he takes his fighting stance. As about 20 of them come out rushing at Naruto. As Naruto does hand signs and says, lightning style, purple lightning dragon! As then he puts his hands on each of his sides. As then lightning swirls around him up into the air. As then there was a purple lightning dragon. As Naruto says, strike! As the lightning dragon bites all of the men, sending like 500,000 volts of electricity into them, killing them, stopping their heart. As then about 50 came at Naruto, as Naruto's like, this is perfect. As he activates his purple lightning blade in one of his hands as he runs towards them. As he says, now, purple lightning slice! As he makes his arm like a purple lightning sword type thing. As everybody that rushes towards him, he's just chopping off body parts. As then the last one runs at him, he jumps into the air and lands, slicing his head off with his purple lightning spear on his hand. As he looks back, as he says, lightning style, lightning ball jutsu, as he spits out a huge purple lightning ball that goes right towards them. As they dodge it, but then Naruto does a hand sign and the lightning ball explodes, sending a shock through all of them. As then there were 100 left. As Naruto's like, I'll take you all out with one blow. As he activates his two Tomoe Sharingan, and as he says, I've only done this jutsu once, but I know this will work. As all 100 of them rush Naruto at once, as Naruto closes his eyes. As when he opens it, there was a 3 Tomoe as soon as he said, fire style, Camellia Slice Wave! As in both of Naruto's arms, they turned into firearms, as Naruto slashed at both of his sides, creating like a Destructo Disc type fireball. Or like a Destructo Disc type thing. So if it hits you, it's just going to slice you in two. As there was 50 on each side of Naruto, as he sliced his hands to each of his sides, as a fire wave, cut them all in half. As Naruto drops on the ground, huffing and puffing. That was... I exhausted a lot of my chakra. As Naruto stands up, brushing it off, saying, well, I'll be fine. As he enters Godspeed, as in like 3 seconds he catches up to Shisui and them. As Shisui's like, Naruto, are you alright? As Naruto's like, yeah, I'm fine. I took care of them. As then, me and you guys are going to take a look back at the battlefield, and we just see 200 ninja, just body parts everywhere, people burnt to death, electrocuted, zapped, hair, freaking insane, like, Naruto freaking did them so dirty. As they get the hidden ninja to the grass village, as the ninja says, I greatly appreciate you guys. Here's your reward from our village. I know you guys get a reward when you get home, but please accept our reward. As he hands Shisui about 800,000 Ryu, as Shisui's like, Naruto, you did all the work, basically. As he hands Naruto 500,000 of it. As Naruto's like, but Shisui, you only have 300,000. That's still a lot, Naruto. You deserve it. As Naruto's like, alright. as he unzips one of his pants pockets and puts the cash in his pocket as he zips it back up. As then he says, "Grab my shoulder." As in he's like, okay. As Naruto does a hand sign, as then he ultimate body flickers away. I'm gonna say about 5 seconds later, he's there in the Hidden Leaf Village. And Shisui's like, "But how are we here?" As Naruto's like, "I told you about what I can do." As Shisui's like, "Yeah, I know, but still." As Naruto's like, "Well, whatever. We're back at the village." As he smiles. As Shisui's like, "Yeah." As Naruto's like, "Well, I'll talk to you later. It is pretty late out." As Shisui's like, "Oh, alright. Talk to you later." As then Shisui leaves. As Naruto hears a whole bunch of ninja running through the village towards the west side of the gate. As Naruto's like, "What's going on?" As then Naruto gets into a stance. As his hands are like, he has his fists, as then he's in a stance. As then all of a sudden, purple lightning erupts from Naruto as his hair glows up into it glows white. It's like kind of like floating everywhere a little bit. Not like a Super Saiyan, but like his hair still looks like this, except it's glowing white and just moving because of his energy. As he's like, "I gotta find where that's coming from." As then he just disappears. As then he's at the west side of the gate. As then he sees ninja running with Rin in their hands. As Naruto's like, "Oh, you will not be forgiven for this." As there was only 3, as Naruto then says, "Purple lightning spear." As in his hand, he makes his hand a purple lightning, basically spear. As then he godspeeds. He's godspeeding through the forest. As then he was right by the people. As then literally he grabbed one of them by their hair as he shoved the purple lightning sword right through their neck, taking them into the forest, crushing their throat basically. His hand is through their neck as he pulls it out, as the man dies right there. As Naruto then is behind the next one, as he puts him into a headlock that he squeezes so hard he makes the guy's head fall off. As Naruto's like, "Well, I really didn't want to get blood on my shirt, but it looks like I have to." As then for the last one, the one that's carrying Rin, Naruto's like, "I will have no mercy for him." As then Naruto's behind him. As then all of a sudden, the man stops. As the man falls to his knees. As Rin gets laid on the ground softly. But the man dies as he falls down. Then all you see is Naruto behind him with the man's heart in his hand. As Naruto throws it in the forest. As then he says, "Ah!" As his power goes so, like his chakra, his Godspeed goes so powerful that it just gets the blood off of his clothing flying into the air. As Naruto's good again. As he goes over to Rin, as he picks her up, saying, Rin, wake up." As Rin wakes up, saying, "Naruto, you saved me." As Naruto's like, "Yeah, don't mention it." As he jumps into the air across the moonlight sky, as he lands on the top of the tree, saying, "As long as I'm here, I want to protect you with all my heart." As Rin says, "Do you really mean it?" As Naruto's like, "I mean it at the bottom of my heart." And she says, "Well, when we're older, I think I want to be with you." As Naruto blushes. As then he's like, "Well, allow me to take you back to your home." As Naruto activates his purple lightning Godspeed, as he gets her home in about 5 seconds. As he's like, "Well, we're here." As Rin lives alone. Except, no, her mother. She lives with her mother. As Naruto knocks on the door. As her mother's like, "Oh my gosh, Rin, I was so worried." As she's crying. As Naruto's like, "Don't worry. She was kidnapped, but I killed the intruders." As she's like, you brave young man." As she gives Naruto a hug, saying, "Thank you." As Naruto's like, don't mention it." As he hands Rin over. As Rin's like, "Goodbye, Naruto. I'll see you tomorrow at the academy." As Naruto's like, "Yes, you will." As Naruto walks away. As Naruto activates his Sharingan, now he has a fully matured 3-Tomoe Sharingan. As he's like, is this really what love feels like? As he deactivates his Sharingan. As he arrives back to his house. As his mother was sleeping. As Naruto walks into his mother's room. As she was just, oops, phone's getting low. As she was just sleeping, as Naruto walks over to her, giving her a kiss on her forehead. As she wakes up, and she says, Naruto! As she grabs him and pulls him down into the bed. As Naruto's like, ow, mom, I'm kinda sore. And she's like, I'm sorry, but my bed is comfortable. You will sleep here tonight. As Naruto's like, alright. As Naruto turns the other way, as Naruto's looking out the window, as his mother's hugging him from behind. As Naruto's like, I think I'm getting a little too old for this. And she's like, you'll never be too old. You're always gonna be my little Naruto. As Naruto gives her a little eye roll. But Naruto was warm. As he was wearing his PJs. He threw his outfit in the and his ninja tape in the in the washer and dryer. So that in the morning when he wakes up, he'll have a nice outfit for school. As it's the morning time, as Naruto wakes up, he smells something. He's like, food. Where? And she's like, that means one thing. Mama's cooking. As he does a front flip out of the bed, as he runs into the kitchen seeing his mother cook. As he says, what you making, Mom? And she's like, oh, your favorite. Pancakes with bacon and sausage. With eggs. As Naruto's like, you're the best mom ever. As he runs over to her and hugs her. And she's like, you're the best son I could ever hope for. As Naruto's like, well, as then he pulls his mask down to eat breakfast. As she's like, Naruto, you don't have to wear your mask all the time. As Naruto's like, I like to. I think it makes me look cool. As she rubs his head, saying, you do look like a little cool guy. As Naruto smiles, saying, thank you, Mom. As she's like, no problem. As then he gets done eating, as he walks to his clothes, the first thing he does, he grabs his black shirt jacket looking type thing, along with his ninja tape. The first thing he does is wrap up his he's just wearing his underwear right now. He wraps up his ninja tape from his ankles to his knees, and then he wraps his ninja tape from his hands to his elbows on each hand, and on each leg he wraps his from his black ninja tape around his ankles to his knees. As then he puts on his black shinobi pants as he rolls them up at his knee. As then he puts on his black jacket, which his mask was tucked underneath his jacket, and he pulled his mask up as he zipped up his jacket. As then he put his two flying Raijin kunais. They weren't flying Raijin ones. They didn't have the seal on it. They just looked like that. He puts them on his back in his little sword holder. And he's like, well, Mom, see you later. And she's like, yeah, love you. And Naruto's like, I love you too. As he walks out. As when Naruto walks out, somebody was standing in front of him. It was a man with a mask with gray hair. As he's like, Naruto Uchiha? As Naruto says, who wants to know? As Kakashi, but he doesn't know it's Kakashi, but he doesn't know who Kakashi is, but I'ma say Kakashi. Kakashi says, I will need you to come with me. As Naruto's like, and what if I deny? Then I'll take you by force, of course. As Naruto's like, I would like to see you try it. As Kakashi goes for a punch on Naruto, Naruto is behind him. As Kakashi turns around, trying to give Naruto a slice, Naruto puts his lightning chakra activates in his hand as he grabs a sword, snapping it in two, saying, that's not good enough. As Kakashi says, oh yeah? As Kakashi does a backflip, saying, lightning style, lightning blade. As Naruto's like, your lightning looks pathetic compared to mine. As Naruto does the same, except he creates a much larger discharge, he creates a much larger charged, purple lightning blade. As Kakashi's like, purple lightning. As Naruto runs at Kakashi. As Naruto striked first, but he missed. As Kakashi's like, too slow. As then in an instant, Naruto activates Godspeed, getting behind Kakashi. As then he doesn't put it through Kakashi, he ends up just hitting Kakashi with it, but it sends Kakashi flying through buildings. As Kakashi was up against a wall, as Kakashi looks up slowly, as all he sees was a boy with glowing white hair just flying everywhere. His hair is short, but it's it's just glowing and flying, with purple lightning chakra and purple and white eyes. I'ma say. As Naruto's like, you cannot mess with me, unless you want to die. As he deactivates Godspeed. As Naruto's like, you're lucky I don't kill you. As he walks away. As Kakashi's like, I've never seen somebody so So strong but calm. I have to find out more about this boy. Well, guys, I'm going to end this video off. If you guys want part 2, let's get this video up to, I'm going to say 50 likes. If you guys get this video up to 50 likes, I'll drop part 2. Dragon Sage Gang outdid John. Big 1.5K in the chat box. Yes, sir.